What's happening, everybody? Hope everyone's doing well. So we're back to the old UI today because I am streaming via OBS Studio version 26, not on Streamlabs where I normally stream. And the reason I've decided to stream go back to OBS Studio is the most recent version that just came out. Apparently fixes a lot of the issues that I was having with Streamlabs OBS and dropping frames at higher graphical settings and so on. Like, it just wasn't, for whatever reason or another, Streamlabs OBS isn't taking full advantage of modern hardware. And so it is making streaming any sort of modern game or at virtually any graphical setting nearly impossible. I was doing some testing with Star Wars Squadrons this last week, and I was having serious trouble getting Streamlabs OBS to stream Squadrons at any reasonable frame rate for any period of time. Like, you would go into a section of the menus, and it would just kill the frame rate. That being said, though, it works really well on OBS Studio, like the original OBS. So this Thursday, I'm going to try and stream it via OBS Studio, because in my testing so far, OBS Studio version 26 has like really come leaps and bounds over previous OBS versions, and the optimizations and the ability to properly take advantage of modern hardware and drivers where it just couldn't before is really, really, really nice. And for you guys, it means that I can play games at a higher setting, and maybe not so much a higher frame rate for me, but much higher settings. The games will look nicer, and it will look just as smooth. So. Alright, let's go ahead and swap on over here. I've got a simpler arrangement today. There'll be like a little... Oh, whoops. Alright, I guess we're playing a battle. Simpler arrangement today, no chat. I didn't have any time to set it up and make it look really nice, so... there will still be an alert box, so... people subscribe or something like that. We aren't going to miss any of that. I didn't mean to jump into a battle this quickly, but hey, I guess that's what we're doing. Yeah, floor gang, guys. This is floor gang Miles. Maximum up tier. Nice. I too like my maximum up tiers. But yeah, I don't know if you guys are able to tell, but I have turned up the settings inside the game pretty dramatically from what they were. But the game looks nicer, that's why. That was the Merc 3. I've had some fun with my HSTVL. Did they randomly buff the post-code effect without letting anyone know? Not to my knowledge. The Merkava Mark III is, in a lot of ways, it's kind of like the Chieftain or the Challenger. It's very, very good in a hold-down position. It's got extremely powerful ammunition, so it can punch through virtually anything. Although it still won't go through the upper front plate of some of the Russian MBTs if they have contact. But it'll go through all of the weak spots and so on without issue.
Shut up! Let's go! Get fruitful! Woo!
Good evening, M. Lord.
Good evening, my lord. Thanks, Annie. Yeah, as far as the Merc goes, if you can put it in a hold down position and just snipe with it, it's fantastic. I saw something move. If you can't do that, then you're gonna be in trouble. And things down a little bit this headset. This type is going to be a problem because he can spot all of us. Not to mention shoot down all of our casts. I gotta go take care of him. And hopefully I don't get shot in the side while I'm doing this. Hopefully. If this guy is smart, he'll have backed up off the hill, like directly backwards away from the house. Oh no. There we go. He undoubtedly spotted me though. So I'm gonna have to lay low here. That's my ability. Imagine better than make a new nation, Israel. As much as I would like to see Israel have its own tech tree and everything, I doubt we'll see anything like that. Short of them doing some, like, weird, like, minor nation trickery or something like that, where you have to, like, get to a certain tier in ground forces or air forces before you can unlock a tech tree, which I'm not sure how they feel about. I don't think we're ever going to see nations like really, really small nations like Israel make it to the game, even if they have very unique vehicles. I think if we're going to see them in any capacity, it's going to be either as these event vehicles, or it's going to be as like tacked on to the current tech trees. But I don't think we're going to see like their own specific national tech tree. I don't know, Beckmaid. Oh man, I've got 4% packet loss. Come on, where's my fucking cursor? There it is. Yeah, I'll turn down the audio in a moment. Figure out where the fuck my cursor is going. There it is. That should be better. Let me turn myself up, too. There we go. Got any news for any upcoming events? Guy Jiggles doesn't tell me that sort of thing, Tussin. Gaijin knows better than to tell content creators anything early. Because the problem is that as soon as they tell a majority of the content creators, or tell us anything virtually, it gets leaked somehow. Like somebody goes off and leaks it, so... Guy Jiggles knows better than to tell content creators anything, period. They've had way too many experiences of people leaking things they weren't supposed to. Now you can argue that part of the reason why these leaks happen is because they aren't transparent enough to begin with, but if they tell you, if you're told something in confidence and you're specifically told don't say anything about this until we say so, like until we say it's okay, like you'd think you'd want to follow that, wouldn't you? But people don't seem to understand that. fell. Gotcha. And our team pretty well dominated this Russian team. Not much difficulty either. Oh, nice. The party for the kill. Yeah, I saw the upcoming economy changes. Apparently, they're going to slightly reduce the repair costs of event vehicles across the board. So I looked up the most egregious example of this, the F11. Instead of having it was like 20-something thousand stock repair cost is now 18,000 stock repair cost. I think they cut off like 7,000 or something like that from the stock repair cost. So it's still going to be upwards of 20K to repair the thing, but it's still way too expensive for what it is. 26K to 18K. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's a step in the right direction, but I think at least as far as the F11F is concerned, it's still not enough. Like, honestly, I personally think that the again, they're using repair costs to balance vehicles in a lot of these cases, and it's just dumb. Using increased repair costs to balance any vehicle is just that shows a complete failure on the developer's part to understand their own meta and understand how those vehicles are going to affect the matchmaking. Like, if they're having that many troubles introducing, like if they're having that much trouble with a vehicle that they've introduced, then they need to bump its BR, not its repair cost. And if they're having issues bumping it to an appropriate BR, then they need to increase the amount of BRs. It's ridiculous. Why is British 6.7 not getting a repair cost reduction? Probably because British 6.7 is one of the best tiers in the game. Like, it's kind of scary how good the British are at 6.7. A lot of the vehicles that are at 6.7 could easily be 7.0 or 7.3, and they would be fine. I would go as far to say that Britain's 6.7 is the best 6.7 lineup in the game. Just in terms of sheer numbers of vehicles and the quality of all of those vehicles. Well, the Swedish repair cost, like that tech tree, is outrageous. You can have a good game at 7.7 and still barely break even. It's easy, engineer. Just don't die. No, but yeah, I totally get it. Jesus, a 13K repair cost is... Yeah, this vehicle is not worth 13K repair cost, I can tell you that. The 4K repair cost of the premium version is more in line with what I would expect. Well, yeah, I know that, Ender. I know that they run it through an algorithm, and an AI calculates, like, repair cost increases based on a number of factors. The problem is that you end up with a lot of situations where vehicles that don't deserve a high repair cost just keep getting the repair costs, like, tacked on over and over and over again. Just because the algorithm doesn't know any better that, hey, maybe the increased efficiency of this vehicle is due to the fact that the tiny amount of people who do play are stupid good at it. Like, it doesn't take that sort of thing into account. And so, I mean, it's, again, credit where credit is due. They are making the effort to make event vehicles not so painful to play, especially after people have put a significant amount of effort and time into it. Like, the fact that they're doing this shows that they recognize that. I just think that they haven't gone far enough. Yeah, I turned off Super Chats, Hanabarka, because, yeah, I turned off Super Chats because I was having issues with YouTube's, like, properly paying me a while ago. And so, I've since fixed the issue, but I just haven't turned Super Chats back on. Also, the thing about Super Chats is that I don't actually get that money immediately. I don't see any Super Chat money that I generate. I don't see for like 2 months down the line. Whereas if you guys go through the donator, like the Streamlabs donation link that I have down below, I receive that money, if not immediately, then within a couple of days. And I hate to say it, but Super Chat's money is rather worthless to me, like, for 60 plus days after I receive it, or more. So it's like I can't do anything with it until YouTube decides to shell out and pay me. So. Vehicle gets high repair cost, people play more defensive. Vehicle gets high repair cost, people play more defensively. I don't know about playing more defensively. There are plenty of vehicles where aggressive play is the way to go. A good example being the Lorraine 40T. Like, the Lorraine 40T's repair cost has since actually come down to a somewhat reasonable degree. But for a while, it was like 24,000 or something like that. Like, this was the most expensive tank to play in the game. So, like, and this vehicle definitely benefits from a really, really aggressive playstyle. Maybe all vehicles have the same base repair cost for all, and then when they are added, let the algorithm do its job. That could be one solution. But again, you'll still eventually run into the situation where a vehicle will, and I'm pretty sure that's already what they do to a certain degree. You'll run into a situation where where like certain vehicles will do really, really well, and the algorithm will just tack on more repair costs as a result, even if there's only a very small amount of people actually playing something. This song called I Like It. You haven't heard of Crab Rave, man? Oh, well, I guess you aren't a native English speaker, so it's not too surprising. But yeah. Rear stuff seems to be going up in repair costs, except for 7.7 ground. Time to cry and more tears. Time to cry more into the tea. But yeah, this is Crab Rave. It went kind of viral a couple of years ago, and it's turned into kind of a meme, but it's getting there's a copyright for it, but if you have a license with Monster Cat, which is like $5 a month, it's a goddamn steal. You can play it on all of your channels and not get copyrighted or anything. How is top tier these days? It's still a train wreck, if that's what you're wondering. Yeah, top tier is still 100% a train wreck. And I guess we can play some Merkava 3D. Yeah, especially nowadays, top tier is really, really bad. It's not that bad if you play USSR. Yeah, I wonder why. Yeah, USSR is just dominating top tier right now. They've got so many very good vehicles that it's really hard to compete with them longevity-wise. It is kind of nice, though, having the Merkava. Having the Merkava means that you can... that you've got... if you have the M60 AMBT from the last event, and the M1A1 and the M1A2, you can have 4 120mm armed tanks at Tier 6, which is pretty nice. Somebody is lasing me on my own team, which is great, I guess. Now, the issue with the STRV-122 is that you're paying like 24K or a life. Like, if you're looking to make money with the STRV-122, it's going to be difficult. Not impossible, but difficult. There was a thermal signature on the ridge there, which makes sense. That's their spawn. Hey, I don't know where the heck that went. You. They lowered the repair cost of the 122 down to 12K? Oh, nice. Yeah, if they do that, then the STRV-122 will actually be playable. It's just currently, it's just really, really hard to justify playing the STRV-122 with its 22K repair cost. Which is really sad because the CV90-120 that you can get along with it is honestly one of the best light tanks in the game, if not the best light tank in the game. Like, super powerful, decently fast. Aw, damn it. I was too busy focused on that area over there. Got the M1A1. Oh yeah, did you guys see Baby Yoda? This was a custom skin that somebody pointed out for me. And they said, the guy who made it said that he was working on a M1A2 version, but I haven't heard back since. I'm hoping to God I don't get shot from behind or from my left. Okay, yeah, somebody's trying to shoot me from my left. Where's that TAM? Oh, that was T-72. Damn it, I saw him at the last moment. That was bad. But that was on... Oh, come on. Really? There's a guy literally camping behind our spawn point. This is what happens when you put a small map at top tier. Fucking wonderful. Fucking wonderful. $54, you won if you're doing vehicle requests. Sure, maybe. Also, Turkish Panzer, I don't really do aircraft requests. But if I play a tier with a G91 in it, I can try. No guarantees, though. Honestly, Red Tip, I was never interested in the BI to begin with. So, no, I haven't really played it. I have a rental for it. I just have no interest in playing the VI. I should finally grow up and remove crew lock. You get it if you leave a battle with remaining spawn points because you don't want to lose repair money. Okay, here's the thing. It's annoying when crew lock is applied when it's not warranted. Like if you get disconnected or something like that, your game crashes or something, and you get a crew lock. That's annoying. But here's the thing: removing crew lock entirely would do more harm for the game than good. The big one being, or the big issue with it, or with removing crew lock, being that if you do remove crew lock, there is quite literally no penalty for just getting into a battle, not liking the map, or not liking the situation you're in, and just leaving the battle. There's no penalty there at that point to just leave the battle and then go jump into another one until you get the right map. Like that, you may not abuse it like that, but I guarantee you people are going to. But yeah, I guarantee you that if you give people the ability to just leave a battle without any consequence, like people are just going to leave battles just to leave them, and then all of a sudden you're like half the games you're going to get into, people are just going to leave. Like half of the player base is going to leave every single battle. Like it's just that's not a good thing. So there are damn good reasons for crew lock to exist. As annoying as it is, there are damn good reasons to keep it. How do you feel about illumination artillery or pop flares for tanks? I mean, I feel like they would really only have a purpose in night battles, which already encompass a very, very small amount of the overall battles. So, I mean, it would be kind of cool as like an alternative to night vision. Because I know, for example, like the Swedish IKV-91, these two guys back here are illumination mortars. Or illumination flare launchers. So instead of using night vision optics or thermals, they would simply just fire illumination flares off the tank. The Band-Aid for garbage map design? I don't think so. It's more there to just like force people to actually play a battle and not just leave whatever map they don't, whatever map or match they don't like because something occurred that's not to their advantage. I don't necessarily think it's a band-aid for bad map design, because map design helps cause it, like, it would help cause that behavior, but it wouldn't be all of it. Not by any means. Like, say you get into an up tier. Like, you're in a max up tier. I guarantee you that if people could leave those max up tier games without consequence, they would. I would. Because there's no reason to play them at that point. So, there are some, like, as much as I don't like crew lock when it does happen for unfair reasons, honestly, like a 7 or 8 minute timer really isn't too bad. Especially considering when you look at other competitors like World of Tanks. World of Tanks, you have to wait till the battle's over. Now granted, the maximum World of Tanks battle is about 15 minutes, but say you die right at the start of a game, like you play poorly and you just die, because by the way, in World of Tanks you only have one life. You have to wait like 15 minutes, up to about 15 minutes for that battle to be over before you can play that vehicle again. And in World of Tanks, you need to play that vehicle in order to progress. So, imagine not give this Mark III its CITV on purpose. I'm pretty certain that the CITV was only a thing on the Mark IV.
No, God,
If M-Duck is in here, he could probably tell me.
no.
Why are you gay? No, you, Voka. Why are you so obsessed with being gay, huh? Huh? Because you're gay yourself? Hmm? Why are you so obsessed with it? Merc of a stock grind face. Also still find it super hilarious that Guy Jiggles fucked up and gave us 140 days instead of 14 days. Yeah, I'm acting kind of gay though. Yeah, it's pretty sus.
No, God, no, God, please, no.
That I'm gay and so sexy for you? No. There are a lot of things I wish for in life. You being gay is not one of them. Let's see here. I think I'll play one more game here. Maybe what we'll do is we'll grind out. Maybe we'll focus on grinding out the CV9120. Reason why I left War Thunder, but yeah, I would say the lock system is just not polished really. 8 minutes really hurt. Honestly, coming from, I played a little bit of World of Tanks before I discovered War Thunder. Of course, back when I discovered War Thunder, tanks weren't in the game yet. But honestly, I am far more willing to just take an 8-minute crew lock, as annoying as it is, than having to wait upwards of 15 minutes or not having any idea of when that game is going to end and I'll be able to play what I want again. So, like, I get why people could be frustrated with it, but honestly, it's really not a big deal. Like 8 minutes really isn't that long, and that's worst case scenario, by the way. And if you're leaving your battle that early on, that means you either fucked up big time, like you screwed up and you died really, really early on in all of your reasonable spawns, like, or you had a disconnect. Like, if you're just leaving the battle after like one death or something, come on, man. Nobody likes one and doneers. People that complain about War Thunder grind need to play World of Tanks for a while, then they will shut up. Personally, I agree, yeah, but I also understand what they're talking about. for some, like, you have to dedicate a pretty inabsorbent amount of time. Like, expecting the average player to play several thousand hours of War Thunder to get their first top-tier vehicle is pretty ridiculous. But it also depends on how well you do on a regular basis. Like, a lot of what makes the grind not so bad is, well, first of all, having premium time. Premium time helps a ton. Saika, thanks for the 2 months of Prime, man. Appreciate it. But a lot of what helps the grind is, first of all, playing well. Like, War Thunder is above all a game of skill. If you're playing poorly on a regular basis, then yeah, you're not going to advance very quickly. On one hand, I don't think the game should hold people's hands and be like, oh, well, you sucked through the last 2 or 3 tiers, I'm going to give you a free tier 4. Like, no, I don't think it should do that. But at the same time, War Thunder's grind does need to be toned back. In general. Especially at top tier, I feel like they just... I get it, it's a top tier vehicle, it should be quite a lot to unlock, but it shouldn't be so much that adding a single vehicle constitutes a massive change in the game. As far as, like, how much effort you need to go into a grind. I mean, obviously, as they add more content and so on to the game, it's going to get longer and longer and longer to grind. But there needs to be a balance there. And I do think that War Thunder can either increase the rewards or tone back the amount of RP required. Alright, let's play some CV9056. And, Book, I did see your VFW request. Let me refund you your first one since you obviously misspelled that. Massive back when that happened? Oh, yeah. Although, they didn't so much remove the RP cap as they just moved it. Stop ignoring me, imposter. If I was an imposter, I wouldn't be ignoring you. Ha! Got him. See, I'm innocent. Jan is sus. Jan is super sus. I got tasks to do, man. I say throw Avoka out the airlock. Are you going bankrupt with Sweden? No, actually, I'm not. In most cases, I actually do pretty well with Sweden. Oh. Oh boy. I'm not sure whether that's serious or somebody just definitely fucked up. Honestly, Sweden... Okay. As expensive as Sweden is, for the most part, I haven't had any difficulty with it. I found that with a premium account, if I'm doing decently well, I'm at the very minimum breaking even, and in most cases, I'm actually making a fair amount of money. I get PTSD now whenever I have a task in Reactor. Having commander thermals in a vehicle like this is so nice.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
I did see somebody like coming out in this direction.
Affirmative.
Is that a rock? That's a rock.
The enemy controls most of the strategic zones. Attention to the map. I agree.
Yeah, the T-72 over here was definitely shooting at something. What, however, I have no idea. Oh, come on. That's probably what he was shooting at. Duck Lord. Lay the 6.7 artillery tank? What? You'll have to be more specific than that. The repair costs will be higher? For what? I mean, yeah, some vehicles are going to go up in repair costs, obviously, but from what we're seeing, most of the vehicles are going down, not up. There we go, finally. Target off to my right as well. I love this cannon. Alright, instead of sitting out in the open, it's probably better that I hang back. Oh, come on, really? Alright, well, at least somebody got him. I'm just gonna take a shot over here. Maybe we'll get lucky. That doesn't look like it. Damn it. If I can just see he like his antennas or something like that, I can hit him with a missile. Fortunately, I just don't really have a good shot on him from here.
We've got to counterattack.
Looks like he finally got him. T-64 is dead. Damn. Our automatic just shot down that F4. By the way, guys, let me know. Do you prefer this setup? Is it... There we go. Top attack. Somebody's firing at me, though. Must have been the P-10. But yeah, what do you think of this UI setup? Do you think it's cleaner, like nicer to look at? Let me know. I know personally, I used to prefer having the chat on screen, so that way people could get context if they were watching the VOD back later as to what I was answering. But let me know what you guys think. If you guys like this setup, then I don't have a problem with keeping it. Whew. Somebody took a shot at me. Where from, though? I don't know. Somebody's definitely firing at me. Is that him? That's probably him. Oh, that's probably who's shooting at me. Hey, that's back there. I knew that my missile launcher wouldn't be deployed in order to shoot at him. Yeah, that's the guy. That's who's firing at me. Uh-oh. That's an M1A2. Whew. Shit, I really don't have a lot of cover here, do I? Best bet is to just hang out here. He's capable of shooting at me from here. Isn't good. Oh. Alright, well that will do it. Nazgul, huh? Interesting. What's he doing in Eastern Europe? Probably defending the ring. Oh, come on, really? I'm in my damn spawn! Well, hopefully somebody gets him. Ducklord, no guarantees, man. Top tier not have spawn protection? I did have spawn protection, but I moved my hull. In War Thunder across the board, if you move your hull, then you forfeit your spawn protection. Damn. So yeah, if you move your tank, if you move your turret, you're fine for at least a few seconds. Your spawn protection isn't permanent, by the way. This just highlights some of the issues with War Thunder's map design in that when Guy Jiggles designed a lot of these map setups, they didn't design like nobody thought about spawn placement and where people could shoot at them. Like the fact that I can be hit in my spawn as quickly as I can. Like, it feels like that's almost the standard. And it's also one of the big reasons why top-tier vehicles do not deserve to be playing on such small maps. Like, engagement range-wise, this map is okay, or that map was okay. But baseline issues where like both sides can shoot into each other's spawn right at the start. That's like basic map design 101. Like, you don't do that. Then again, the Mozdok map comes from an era of War Thunder's map design where they were basically making one giant map and then parceling it out into a bunch of smaller, different map orientations where they can get multiple map uses out of a single larger environment. Personally, I'm not a fan. Like, there's been a couple of variations of those that have worked out pretty well, and Mozdok isn't the worst, but like Port Novorossiysk is really bad because of that. Like, there's like only one decent variation of Port Novo, and even then it's not particularly great. But a vast majority of the versions of Port Novo that are in the rotation are just horrible. I just wish I didn't have to play Fulda at 4.3. Yeah, I agree. I love large tier, like really large maps, but they don't deserve to be at low tier. Like, you shouldn't be forced to play Fulda Gap at 4.3 battle rating. The vehicles just aren't fast enough to cross the terrain in a reasonable period of time. Their effective engagement ranges are much lower. And they're just nowhere near as fun to play because you just end up driving all the time. Whereas top tier, the vehicles tend to be much faster. They tend to cross terrain a lot better. They've got stabilizers, they've got thermal sights, they've got laser rangefinders, and really high velocity ammunition. So it's really easy to have decent long range engagements. Off topic, but are you enjoying Squadrons so far? Yes. I really enjoy Squadrons. Alright, have a good one, Tossin. Yeah, Squadrons has been fun. There are some issues with it. Mainly the fact that with a HOTAS, a hands-on throttle and stick, the dead zone for flight sticks right now is way out of whack. Like, you have to push the stick uncomfortably, like almost uncomfortably far, in any direction in order to get any sort of input out of it. Now there are workarounds for it, but I shouldn't have to use a workaround.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
And what, in your opinion, are well-designed maps in War Thunder? Is it bad that I have to think about that one? None of the maps that we have in game are perfect. Even my favorites. I'm not actually going to create a custom battle. I'm just going to go through the map lists here. Fulda is good. El Alamein in its larger variation is alright. I really like European Province, but European Province is by no means a great map design. Especially the variation, which has a spawn over here, and these two spawns basically are like totally exposed and have like virtually no cover. Especially this one down here. There's like no cover in the spawn. If you manage to get onto this side, then European Province is freaking awesome, because you just pull up to a spot right outside of your spawn and you can just turkey shoot directly into the enemy spawn. But that's not good map design. Even though I like this map, it's not a good map. White Rock Fortress isn't actually bad, but it's not great for top tier. Like, top tier doesn't deserve to be playing on this map. Same with Jungle. I like Jungle, but it's not a well-designed map for top tier. This map makes more sense at really low tier, like tier 1, 2, or 3. Kirkin Forest is awful. Fireark is not great either. The town is a complete clusterfuck, and this entire area of the map is still fucking terrible, because especially for this spawn, because this spawn literally has two ridges in front of it, like 2 tiny little ridges as cover, and that's it. It's just open ground entirely around that spawn. So, like, if you spawn here, good luck getting to A without getting shot from the middle. Or from the other enemy spawn. This version of Mozdok sucks. Fields of Normandy is okay for top tier, but it's not great still. Like, it's alright. I'm not a huge fan of this map. But it's okay. Fields of Poland is better, but not by much. Like, okay, here's a good map, Volokholamsk. Volokholamsk is a good map. But for whatever reason or another, a year and a half ago, they took it out of the rotation. Like, god damn it, Guy Jiggles. This was actually a really good map at top tier. At low tiers, yeah, it was really annoying. But this was a good map. In its largest variation. Especially at top tier, where you had vehicles that were fast enough to actually get around the map. Oh yeah, this is the variation I'm talking about. Surroundings of Volokholamsk. Like, this is great. If I recall correctly, the spawn locations were like the spawn for here was like actually somewhere over here. It's like all of the spawns on this map were really, really well protected. So you could, it was actually rather difficult to shoot directly into a spawn point right at the start of a game. Unless you like drove out into this open area from the south, and crossed this open ground, tanks coming up the road here could see you and shoot you. But you couldn't shoot, even then, you couldn't shoot directly into the spawn because there were hills and forests blocking your line of sight. Yeah, Volokholamsk hasn't been in the rotation since, like, early last year. For whatever fucking reason, they removed it from the map rotation. Really, really annoying. Sinai, Sands of Sinai is better, but still not great. Like, I hate fighting out here, because there are so many damn places you can get shot from on this side of the map, that, like, going out here is virtually a suicide run. Same with heading from here towards the middle. Like, if you're playing on this map and you don't head up and take the hill, if you don't control a hill, you're gonna have a really hard time winning this game. Or winning a battle on Sands of Sinai, unless somebody just, like, suicide rushes this point. 38 Parallel is garbage. Abandoned Factory is not great. I've kind of warmed up to Ardennes a little bit, and Wallonia. I think that's what they call it. In some variations. Wallonia is okay. There's that one really tiny version of Ardennes, or Wallonia, or whatever the fuck they call it. That's like the single town, and there's 2 spawn points. That's a terrible map. It's super fun, but it's a terrible map, because it's just, as soon as one team takes the town, you're basically spawn camping. Middle East is one of the worst maps in the game. I banned this one. Maginot Line is pretty good. Not perfect, but it's pretty good. It's not easy to spawn camp on this map, which is great. Although at low tiers, like, if you get this map at tier 1, this is like the worst thing ever. Like, how to turn off your player base 101, give them giant maps like this as like their first game with like really, really slow tanks. This should be like an upper tier exclusive only map. This should not be at like tier 3 or tier 4. It's too big for it. Italy/Campania. Well, they don't do Italy anymore. Campania is better than Italy, but not great. American Desert is still not good either. Like, at least at top tier. At lower tiers, this map is fine. Vietnam is garbage. Alaska is garbage. Cargo Port is okay. Sweden is pretty much garbage. Yeah. There aren't that many great maps. There's like 3, maybe. 3 or 4. I mean, I've played Maginot Line with like T95s and shit. Like really, really slow vehicles, and it is beyond painful. There should be a donation link, C Murda, down below in the video description. I turned off super chats because I was having issues with it. Farvetto? I generally reserve that for the first Friday of every month. Or the second Friday of every month, I'm sorry. Yeah, that would be this Friday. So this Friday we're gonna have a community stream with like custom battles and stuff. Oh boy. This is a variation of Eastern Europe, European province I don't like. Although it is battle at least. Hey, Fire Raid. I've been offline for 2 months. What tanks were added that you recommended that I play? I don't remember what vehicles I recommended. Like, it's been 2 months, man. I only got to stuck up low ranks in War Thunder because when I go past 6.3, it stops being fun to me. Yeah, that's fair, man. I used to play a lot of 6.7 because that was sort of the fun tier for me, but lately I haven't really been enjoying it. Unless I'm playing like British or something. Like something like ridiculously powerful. Sweden is enduring to grind though. I don't know, I found it pretty painless personally, but I could see why people would come to that conclusion. At least as far as cost is concerned. Oh, nice shot. Hey, Lamau. Nice beam. Unless I'm shooting at something stationary. Ah, damn it. I knew that could happen. What the fuck? That shell spawned in midair, apparently. Oh yeah, that was definitely a hull break. Nice. Alright, I think in this case, a CV9105 is going to be better. At least for what we're doing. Looking hard for tiny pixels? I mean, yeah. It's called distance. He shot me from space. Yeah, I guess so. What a bro moment. Pretty much. Guy's still on the Moon Rover event. Gotcha. That's what I was looking for. Laser rangefinders are a beautiful thing. God, you larks, that cunts. Let the salt flow through you, Mr. Simple Blood. Soon your transition to the dark side will be complete. Greetings, Shield Jesus. Greetings. That's a new one. David Attenborough needs to narrate the streams. That's a scary thought. Hello. Ooh, that would have been so cool if it had hit. Well. I do understand that guy. I also hate light tanks. Light tanks are really fun to play. They're just not very fun to fight against. Also, this is really more of an MBT in the guise of a light tank. Balls. Oh, that's more like what I'm going for, but not quite. There we go. By the way, thermals on this map are pretty much a must at top tiers. Trying to play this map without thermals is rough. I guess that's kind of why I like this map so much, because it forces you to utilize a lot of the systems that top tier MBTs bring to the table that actually make them unique from other tiers. Because on so many other maps, there's like next to no point in using thermal sights, for example. Hang on. On so many other maps, there's like next to no point of using thermal sights, simply because you're often so in such close quarters that any real benefit you would get from having a thermal sight is lost. Or having a laser rangefinder. Like, there's virtually no point in having a laser rangefinder on a lot of the maps. Simply because they're so close quarters that you don't need to rangefind. Whereas at top tier, you've got room to move around. Like, fast vehicles can actually take advantage of the open terrain to get to better firing positions, and just the engagement ranges are just much, much longer and far more interesting than they are if you are stuck in what is virtually a shipping container with a knife. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think I would hit that. Nice, babe. That was on the move, too. CV90 has pneumatic suspension? If you mean like adjustable suspension, I don't think any of them do. Oh, God. That was just really unlucky on his part. Oh well. Oh my God. That'll do it. Do I really need to buy premium to get... What? Pull some miles in chat. No. I do feel bad for the guy. Because he probably should have killed me with that shot with a hull break. Like, he took out my engine, my transmission, and killed my driver, and somehow didn't hull break me. And then I was able to return fire and blow him up. So, he should have killed me. But he just got unlucky. What knows me about Sweden is that they don't have any air vehicle until any anti-air vehicle. When is the Star Wars Squadron stream? It's gonna be this coming Thursday. I wanted to do it this last Friday, but I had to cancel it because I was having serious issues with Streamlabs OBS, and I was pretty busy during the weekend. Tomorrow I'm gonna be out helping my grandmother, so I won't be around to stream. But Thursday I will. Wednesday I'll be streaming War Thunder like normal, and then Friday we're gonna be doing the community stream. Hullbreak needs consistency? Yeah. I don't know. Like, Hullbreak is one of those things that like, how do you consistently make it so that a single, in real life, how is it that a single shot consistently kills a tank? Like, there's, in reality, I mean, the shot that, all right, there we go. In reality, the shot that disabled me that last time, that probably would not have killed me in real life either way. I don't know. Because what Hullbreak is trying to simulate is the vehicle's physical structure being blown apart. Some vehicles are more susceptible to that sort of thing than others. It just depends on the way the vehicles are designed and what they're being hit by. Honestly, I think the better way that they could have done Hullbreak was to have a combination of both, like, actual physical tanks that have hulls that are rather weak, that can be triggered by certain caliber shells hitting them, and by certain guns. Like, certain projectiles with a certain amount of kinetic energy should almost always hull break something. If they get a solid center mass hit, or like they hit a certain component. Like, for example, the M103 is a great example of this. In testing with the M1 against some captured T-54s, the M103 was the M103's AP rounds were physically able to rip the turrets off of T-54s at like a kilometer or something like that. High pressure inside the tank? Not necessarily, Farvetto. It depends on the projectile. Because, like, there are plenty of cases of tanks being penetrated and the crews bailing out. Like, yeah, they were probably wounded and somebody probably was killed, but they were able to bail out of the tank. So, Kim Jong-un, how do I start a world war? Good question. The hull has no hull break, only the turret on the CV-90. That's weird. I'm pretty certain you can hull break the vehicle by shooting it in the hull. Yeah, the hull itself wouldn't be turning orange if you couldn't hull break it. I think it's just that the chances are really low. It also depends on what you're being hit with. I think if you get hit with a heat round, then hell, even high explosive, that'll do a number. That'll do a number on you. Do UCCs suggest vehicles to Gaijin, or is it just like a normal player requesting a vehicle? It's the same, like, we virtually have no influence over that sort of thing, Historia. We're just like anybody else. Now, on the War Thunder the War Thunder Content Creator Discord, there is a feedback channel where we can give our feedback about certain aspects of the game, or various aspects of the game. And we can say, like, we can give feedback along the lines of, hey, this vehicle's too strong, and it should go down in battle rating. And basically what the community managers like Mike Goes Boom and Oxy are doing is they will take all of our feedback and compile it into documents, all of the relevant feedback, and they will compile it into documents, and then they will send those documents off to Guy Jiggles. Whether or not Guy Jiggles chooses to act on said feedback is a totally different matter. We can give it, but ultimately it's up to the developers to determine what feedback takes a higher priority, or whether or not it's even worth doing. Should we like we know best? Yeah, unfortunately, a lot like that seems to be the overall consensus with the actual development team. I'm not talking about the content creation, like the community managers and so on. They have virtually no say of what goes on with the game, at all. What I'm more referring to is, the attitude that Gaijin takes, where like they don't seem to be able to be capable of admitting their own mistakes. Like, for whatever reason or another, it feels like there's a company policy there that says like, oh, well, we never fuck up, or something like that. Or if we do screw up, then we can't, then like, we can't talk about it, or something. I've also got the invisible hanger. It's a custom hanger. I downloaded it from the War Thunder live website. To be treated more like the mechanic enable, meaning where it's shot with what and how many times. Sorta, yeah. I honestly think that having certain guns cause hull, like every vehicle should be able to be hull broken to some extent or another. It just depends on what they're hit with and how they are built. Like how they are built, how they are designed, what they're being hit with. Like, if a vehicle gets hit by an M103, it should cause, even if the shell does not penetrate, it should cause severe structural damage to that vehicle. Like, a vehicle if taking that much energy, or that much kinetic energy, cannot be good for the superstructure of the vehicle. What I suspect occurred is that when Guy Jiggles was looking at creating hull break as a mechanic, they were looking for the simplest implementation possible, because the problem with my suggestion is that it's rather complex. That's a lot of things that the server has to calculate. Like, what's the projectile that's being fired at the vehicle? What part of the vehicle is it hitting? What are the chances of a hull break on this specific vehicle in this specific spot? Like, that could be a lot of things for the server to handle, and maybe they did try that in their own internal testing, and they just determined that it was too complex and caused too much server performance issues. Like, the current hull brake system isn't perfect, but it works okay. I would much rather have hull brake, even in its current state, than not have it at all. Because I've played War Thunder back when we didn't have hull brake at all. Those were interesting times. Actually, how much did I earn RP? Oh my god. Oh, okay. Quite a lot. I had 150% booster on, though. Be nice to hull break a Ferdinand with an FE405. Yeah, and that's mostly what I'm referring to when certain guns should hull break things. Like, if you hit somebody with like the 165mm demolition gun on the Centurion AVRE, I imagine that there would be very few vehicles that would structurally take that very well. This feels rather familiar. GILG a lot more viable. But yeah, again, it's all about what vehicles you're shooting, with what gun, at, like, with what projectile. Like, there are plenty of documented cases of really, really high-powered guns with high-penetration ammunition just passing straight through light vehicles. Like, there's no guarantee there that if you hit a vehicle center mass, that it's going to completely destroy the vehicle structurally. Most structural failures, anyways, result from internal explosions. Nice, they got the Merkava. Or at least one of the guys I spotted. Oh, I've seen this before. What do you mean? It's brand new. Hey, nice. Got the other Merkava. I can see what the Merkava was trying to do. Yeah, I can see what that Merkava was trying to do when crossing the field over there. But that's really not where you should be putting it. Especially with that many tanks looking at you, like, people aren't gonna know where you are. That's a hell of a risk to take. Although I can't criticize them too hard, because I probably would have tried that too. That was really close, actually. Damn it. Didn't quite get an effectual hit. Yeah, he's looking this way too. I really need to shoot that Merkava. Like, I really need to kill him. The problem is that he's looking this way, and if I'm going to hit him with an ATGM, I can get a good hit on him with an Well, first of all, I would appreciate it if the Leopard 285 didn't fucking blind me. And second of all, I need to sit here and guide the ATGM. I can't just fire and forget. Although I think they may have just gotten him. Ah, damn it. Alright, well, they got him anyways. That's fine. I guess I'm just playing the scout today. That works for me.
Victory is near.
That's one crazy thing about Merkavas, though. They've got so many smoke grenades, they can basically just keep up a perpetual smoke screen. Although, they are capping the point, so our team should probably look to do something about that. And by our team, I mean me.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
We have an SPG over there. I'm afraid of. Somebody out here popping up and sniping me as I come in. Looks like I'm okay though. It's possible we could get an Operation Winter of some description. Like we could get a winter event, but I don't know. I feel like they've been going ham on the events this year. Like we've had 3 events so far. Ah, fuck. Damn it, I thought he was looking the other way. I should have paid more attention. Alright, looks like they're gonna get this guy. Are they? Are they gonna get this guy? What are they doing? Guys, just hit him from 2 sides. It's not hard. There we go. Thank you. I think we may see at least a couple months before we see any sort of winter event. I feel like War Thunder is just desperately trying to boost their numbers up for some reason. I think Guy Jiggles is starting to get this idea in their heads that they can just keep the numbers high by having almost constant events going, when all they end up doing most of the time is cause frustration and animosity among people. Like, and it feels like every time that they actually make a decent, like, family-friendly, for lack of a better way of saying it, event that's actually very reasonable, they go and make it, like, way harder the next time around. For no reason. It's like the AUBL event was probably the last event that I think everybody found pretty fun. Because it was literally just, you play the game, you don't have to assemble anything, you don't have to do anything crazy, you just play the game, complete some very basic tasks that aren't hard to get done, and continue on your way. And then of course Guy Jiggles comes back the next time around with this year's summer event and just completely fucks it up. And it's just like, oh yeah, we're making it doubly hard now. Like, what was, like, who called for that? Also, I probably should have been paying attention. That's on me. Fuck? Oh, okay, that's friendly.
Attention to the map!
Honestly, I would probably hold off on selling the Merkava right now. Like, wait to sell it. I would say if you have a Merkava coupon and you're debating whether or not to keep it or sell it, I would say sell it, but wait a bit. Because right now there's a lot of Merkavas on the market and the prices are only going down. For the most part. Give it a few months and then sell it at a decent price point to pay your way through something else that you want later on down the line. I think that's probably going to be the wisest decision you can make. Oh my god. I hate that plane so much. I hate this aircraft. On so many levels. It flies like a brick, and it's terrible. But it's the only thing I got. I'm holding on to my Merkava until the sales, at least to get most of my money's worth. Yeah, you might as well. Just sell it for slightly under the buy cost, or under the least expensive sell cost, and you're guaranteed to sell it instantaneously. And even if that doesn't fully pay for whatever you want, like let's say you want to get a tier 6 premium or something, that comes out later on down the line, you can still pay most of your way through it with that. Armor belts against top tier MBTs? I have not. Is there something I should know about the armor belts? 47mm is actually pretty decent, but that's at 10 meters. Most of what you're going to be doing is about 1,000 meters or so. Or more. I don't know. I guess I could try it next time I play the aircraft, but... Alright, KBG wanted me to play the T-54 E1. Means I gotta build an 8.0 lineup. Actually, is the Bradley. Yeah, I think that'll work. And I could throw in the AH-1G. And the VADs. Yeah, there we go. Are you gonna play Squadrons with viewers on Wednesday? There's only 5 people available for a squad. Like, there's only 5 people, or 4 other people max you can have in a squad. 5 people total. So I don't know. I'll probably end up playing... I know for sure I'm gonna end up playing with Voka. Because we were supposed to play this last Friday before I ran into those issues. How do I not have some vehicles? What do you mean? As in, like... Oh, as in like this? It's because content creators can request certain vehicles to keep permanently if they bring in enough viewership. So, a long time ago, I requested the AH-1Z to be permanently added to my account. I don't tend to do this very often these days. Just because I found that it tends to remove a lot of the grind for me, and I honestly kind of like grinding to a degree. Like if I was a brand new CC and I didn't have anything and I just requested the M1A2, Like, that would kill a lot of the enjoyment for me, because half of the enjoyment to getting to these top-tier vehicles is the journey to get there. But yeah, I can, as a content creator, I can request certain vehicles to be permanently added to my account, if I'm going to make content for them. Again, I don't tend to do that very often. Usually what I request is a rental. If I want to play a vehicle early, like say a brand new top tier vehicle comes out, and I want to play it on day one, what I'll do is I'll request a rental for it, which will grant me the fully upgraded vehicle for 30 days. And then after the 30 days, I mean, and even during that time, I can grind it out. What's one vehicle that you love that most people hate? The first one that comes to mind is Chieftain. I really like the Chieftains. I haven't played them very much recently. But I think the Chieftain Mark III and the Mark V get a bad rap because people tend to try and play them like standard MBTs when that's really not how they're meant to be played. Like, these things, as far as top tier MBTs go, like, yeah, they're not fast. They're not well armored. Their durability is kind of crap, but their gun is great, even if it's not APFSDS equipped until you get to the Mark 10. And yeah, and they're very map dependent. That's the other thing too. Like, you can't take this vehicle on every map and expect to do well in it. It's very, very specialized. But yeah, the Chieftains are a good example of vehicles that a lot of people don't like, but I really quite enjoy. Oh, the T-30 is also another one. The American T-30 heavy tank. Is it a good tank? No. Is it a fun tank? Yeah. When the high explosive is working well for you and you can get like side shots and so on and detonate ammunition racks and sponsons, it's really funny. It's really funny to play. I mean, not all of them are... Not all of the top tier maps are super small, but a vast majority of them are. Which is really sad. I think that's also part of the reason why I like Eastern Europe, because it's like, it's one of the few large maps that you can consistently get. What nation would you consider a slept-on one? What do you mean by that? You mean of like a tech tree that's like been forgotten and hasn't gotten enough attention? Japan could qualify, and China definitely can qualify. China still doesn't have a 10.7 level MBT yet in the game. Whether or not that's due to Guy Jiggles simply just not having enough information to add said vehicles or not. Oh, thanks, BMP. Or if they're just not going to put it in anytime soon because there isn't enough interest in the Chinese tech tree, I don't know. But I do feel that Japan and China tend to get the short end of the stick a lot. Japan still hasn't gotten one single event tank. Well, that's the issue, all your Kappa. That's an issue with a lot of these smaller nations that don't have very many vehicles to add in the first place. Any vehicle that you add as an event vehicle to such a nation removes one potential vehicle that could have been in the tech tree or premium. So when you have nations that don't have a lot of vehicles to begin with, the last thing you want to do is make a potentially critical vehicle to a lineup exclusive. Like, contrary to popular belief, there are actually good reasons not to have event vehicles for certain nations. Again, every event vehicle that you add to a specific nation is one less vehicle that you can add to their tech tree. That's friendly. The guy over here. Unfortunately, I've got heat rounds loaded, so I can't shoot through these fences. At least not easily. Alright, there we go. There's a BMP. Somebody up here. Up on the hill. Or maybe it's the Type 75. I don't know. The missile/rocket that I saw looked guided, and the type, yeah, it's definitely. Nice beam. Oh god. There we go. Not bad. Who knew? High explosive anti-tank is very effective against BMPs. Do we know how much Gaijin made from Herman the German Sherman? I have no idea. They made $120,000. Not bad. Although that's also not taking into account the rest of the sales that they were doing, which, by the way, were pretty fucking good. Getting some substantial discounts on like the Leopard A1A1 L44 is awesome. You don't see that very often. Oh, he was already dead. That's why my shell didn't do anything. Yeah, every time they put Herman up for sale, it sells out. Because it's so rare. Your girlfriend says hi. Tell her hi back.
Many thanks!
Captain of your mom has rated you with 7 viewers. Well, I appreciate that, Captain of your mom. Although I didn't know my mother had a captain. Maybe that's the idea. The CV9105. I wouldn't count on having a sale for the CV9105 yet, Shark Knife. Jiggles doesn't put anything up on sale that hasn't been out for at least a year. She's under the desk. What is my opinion on the T-64B? It's okay, I guess. It doesn't... The problem with the T-64B is that it's a little slow for what it is. Oh my god, that BMP just saved himself by diving off the bridge. Nice meme. I think it's safe to say that we won this game. But yeah, Shark Knife, I wouldn't expect the CV9105 TML to come on sale until at least next November. So you're gonna have to wait a while for that one. How's my stream going? So far, so good. But yeah, the T-64B, it's a little slow. Like, yeah, it's well armored. Yeah, it's got a great gun. It's slow, and it doesn't have thermals. Especially considering its battle rating and the fact that there are 9.0s with way higher power, with way better power ratios and way more powerful engines. The T-64B is not all that impressive. Not to mention the fact that its armor is substantially weaker than its later on development, the T-80B. T-80B or T-80BV technically has much better armor protection, and the T-80U even more so. Too much no matter how you slice it. I mean, if you're a collector of vehicles, especially rare ones, like, that's your opportunity, man. Oh god, Eagle lol. M60A2, really? You're gonna make me play that thing? I'll throw it in the lineup. Replace the Sheridan. And if I die in the T-54E1, then I'll play the M60. Can you please shout out my wife? Her name is Alicia. Shout out to Seamarta's wife, Alicia. Hope you're having a good day. From some random fat guy on the internet. The M60A2. The M60A2 was amazing for a very short period of time back when it was first introduced. Like, right before Tier 6s came out, back when there were only, like, the max tier was Tier 5, the M60A2 and the M60A2 could carry as many missiles as it wanted. It was amazing. It was really, really good. But once Tier 6 came in, the M60A2 is, and once the M60A2 got that missile capacity nerf, that really hurt it. Can you shoot out Heat FS? Do you mean can you shoot it in midair? I don't know. I don't know if you can do that with shells. I know you can do it with missiles. You made her day. Great. Glad I'm making at least somebody happy. Alright, have a good one, Engineer. Gotcha, Centauro. Unlike you, I don't get hull broken. Oh god. That hurt. I gotta repair. And then I've got to deal with this guy hiding on this corner. Oh. Oh, never mind, he's dead. Or is he? No, he's still alive, he's just burning. How do you feel about the new T-72 lineup? It's very strong. Probably a little too strong. Shoot, I can't really engage this guy. Not without dealing with whoever this is. Alright, I probably have an opportunity here. Or not. Well, I'm already committed. Might as well go for it.
Attention to the map.
Uh-oh. Ah, damn it. BMP got me. Man, he survived 2 hits from heat rounds. Or 3 hits from heat rounds. Shoot. Alright, well, M60A2 time. Yeah, I've played the Merkava quite a bit. It's okay. The thing with the Merkava is that it's really it's a super defensive and map dependent vehicle. It is not an M1 Abrams. You cannot just go charging around and expect your armor to save you, because it won't. You just don't have that kind of durability. Great. Oh, that's a bagel. I was hoping that was a C2, but that works. I'll take it. Woo! Ah, damn it. This is not going well for us. I guess we'll just try out the AH-1. The Centauro, the only 8.0 vehicle with thermals and a proper tank gun. Yes, I think so. The only other vehicle at 8.0 that I remember off the top of my head that is thermals is the Bradley. But yeah, the Merkava is really it really plays a lot like a Chieftain or a Challenger. just without the turret armor. The turret armor is pretty weak. Really, the Merkava is nice in a hold down position, not necessarily because the turret armor is good, but because you don't have any ammunition in the turret. So yeah, like you can take a hit or two. You're not gonna like it, but you're not going to instantaneously die if you do get hit. If you're held down. The extra powerful ammo is nice to have, but ultimately I haven't found that it makes that much of a difference in the grand scheme of things, because most of the time you're going to be shooting at vehicles that round can't penetrate anyways, at least not easily, without hitting weak spots. So it's kind of academic. It is nice having an extra 120mm gun at top tier to supplement the M1A1, M1A2, and the M60A MBT. Like if you have the MBT and the Merkava, you've got two more very powerful 120mm cannons at a tier where the Americans normally only get two. So you can bring up to 4 of them. That's pretty nice. Oh shit. Warrior have thermals too, but in the Bradley have autocannons. Oh, that's right. The Warrior does have thermals. And a second gen thermals too. Oh god. No. Why aren't my rockets working? My rockets just aren't working. Nice. Why can't I select my rockets? Why aren't any of my weapons working? What the fuck, game? What is going on with my weapons? Huh? What? Why did this all get reset? The fuck? Okay. My weapons just decided that they weren't going to work and unbound themselves. The fuck is going on there? Yeah, I know I have the weapon switch on, but I have a keybind to switch to those weapons, and it wasn't fucking working. Yeah, like now it works. God damn it. That's annoying. It reset the controls? No, it didn't reset the controls, otherwise all of my other controls would have been fucked up. I think it's just they added the fire primary and fire secondary weapon controls. And that just, like, kept me from being able to fire anything. No, I don't want to delete everything. Gonna save that overall. That's all. Oh, by the way, that's also why I always save my control setup, just in case Sky Jiggles like updates the game for some reason and it totally resets all my controls. I can just load up a control save file. And I've even got that save file on my Google Drive. So like if I go somewhere and I end up playing War Thunder like away from my computer or at somebody's house or at an event or something like that, I can still access my controls. Like I can sign into my Google Drive and then download the controls. I've never had an issue with the game resetting my controls though, but I save them and back them up just in case. One of my friends may play with us as well, Voka. Although once I'm done with the stream today, I'm going to jump off for an hour and get some dinner before I do anything. VFW, huh? All right. VFW has hull break now, since the last time I played it, so this should be interesting. I do have backups for it. I have no idea, John. I'm going to determine that after I'm done streaming. Actually, right back and turn on the AC. It is hot in here. Okay. I got that voucher for a rainbow? What? Need an hour to eat? I gotta go and make the food, man. I gotta go get the food. I gotta go drive out and grab it. I've got to order it, drive out and get it, come back, eat it. Takes about an hour. Are you in Florida or something? No, it's just that this room, when you're live streaming a game with a 12 core processor and an RTX 2070 in a closed space. And it's further enclosed because I've got a green screen right here at the tip of my finger. The green screen is right here. It heats up. You kick out a lot of heat. So it's just one of those things that I turn on the AC to help balance out that temperature rise, because otherwise this room gets upwards of 90 plus degrees if I stream for long enough. But yeah, I'm generally responsible for Voka for getting my own dinners, since my mother tends to work late and very rarely has the energy to cook. And in most cases, I end up doing all the cooking around here. They ever add that World War mode they wanted? Yeah, they've done some public, like, season, it's like a seasonal thing. And they've done a couple of runs of it. Ooh. That guy. And it's okay. The first season was awful. The second season was way better. Okay. Uh-oh. He just killed the loader. Oh, this is not good. I am stuck in the open, and he can penetrate my gun shield with the 50 cals. Ow. That didn't work. Let's try this again.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Yeah, it's not up all the time. It's only up seasonally. Oh yeah, that was the big thing about this last season, is that Guy Jiggles, like, completely fucked the server stability. Like, it was awful. And I think that part of that was they were trying to do this in the middle, like, at the height of the pandemic. When everybody was, like, being forced to stay inside. So there was 100 and... They hit a new player base record. It was like 137,000 people online or something like that. 127,000. So the server stability was all sorts of fucked up. Yeah, it was a pain to play just because you couldn't get a stable match working half the time. I think I played like 1 or 2 games, and then the servers killed themselves. And they had to like postpone the event by like a whole week or something. It was bad. Ballsack. Ah, that fuck. If that rock wasn't there, he would be so fucking dead right now. What? Game? Are you serious? There we go. That's more like it. It's like, are you... Come on, game. I would like to help that panther, but I cannot. Not in the current state. And not from my current position. Remember me, Mr. M18? I'm back, bitch. Oh, hello. The gun, turn around. Come on. Come on, you bastard. Damn it. Can't quite press the gun. Fuck. Curse the gun depression. That works. Ah, damn it. Yeah, I got 4 of them, though. I got 4 of them before I went down. I'll take it. It still astonishes me that somebody thought it was a good idea to give this thing a non-powered traverse. Like, this is a manual traverse mechanism this thing has got. Either that or it's a really shitty powered one. Alright. I'm gonna load APCR because fuck this shit. The one case where APCR is actually useful, guys. Or not. Oh, come on. Bastard's gonna get away. Oh, come on. Alright, who the fuck is shooting at me? Whoever it was, they took out my machine gun. Or my coax. This is not going well. Probably that guy. There we go. Gotcha. That was the shot that I was trying to get the first 2 times I shot you. Alright, well, we got the jump. Oh, wait, there's the Walker Bulldog I was looking for. Hello. Come on, get the gun around. Ah, for fuck's sake. That's the powered traverse, or that's the non-powered traverse working against me there. Oh, wait. Back up? No, he did not. Unfortunately, they are all over our fucking spawn point. This is the Panzerbefehlswagen 6P. So this is what the initial Tiger was proposed to be. This was Porsche's submission. Oh god, no. Nope, nope. Fuck. Of course he takes out my fucking gunner sight or my cannon breech. Oh. I'm gonna get flanked here, aren't I? Uh-oh. Yeah, he got me with the fucking cupola shot. I'm gonna try and kill some of these guys before the game ends, though. Punish them for their insolence. Are you kidding me? Really, game? What? God damn it. I know why they introduced volumetric shells, but it doesn't mean I have to like it. The reason why I waited to shoot that Swedish vehicle the first time was because I was hoping that I could get a penetration through the thin side of his turret. And kill both him and the Walker Bulldog at the same time. But didn't work out that way. But yeah, most of the Panzerbefehls, most of the hulls for this design were converted into what became the Ferdinand and Elephant tank destroyers. But one was kept in this configuration and turned into a command tank, and it was lost somewhere in like Romania or Ukraine or something. There's a photo of it somewhere. After being knocked out. But this thing is interesting because it has 200 millimeters of upper front plate armor. It says 100 right here, but there's another 100 millimeter plate behind it on both of these slopes. You can see that there's a slight change there. So it's got 200 millimeters of frontal armor. But the downside is that you have these 82 millimeter thick cheeks. So if you angle the tank to get more out of this, you flatten this part out, and that part leads right into the ammunition / fighting compartment, so it's okay. It's also much slower than the standard Tiger, and the turret traverse is fucking awful. The standard Tiger isn't great at 11.3. If you have an ace crew that goes up even higher. Yeah, 12 degrees per second. That's not great, but it's still a hell of a lot better than 7. 7 is just painful. I have no idea, Yukari. Why do you get so close to the monitor when you shoot? Because I am looking for... It's just a habit. I always tend to move around whenever I play games. It's just the way I am. And I tend to get really close so I can focus on specific points and making sure that I'm getting the cursor in just the right spot. At least it can reverse. That's about the only thing it can do. It has an electric drive. It has an electric drive, so it can reverse at almost the same speed as it can go forwards, but honestly, I find that a dubious advantage at best in a vehicle so slow and clunky as this thing. I don't really feel like playing the T-72s today, Cyrix. Sorry. I have, however, been asked to play the T-10M. I'm not looking forward to. If you have an IS-7, there is no reason to ever play the T-10M ever again. Alright, it's only the night vision that's missing. Watch me get a night map. What do you think the longevity for this game is? A few more years? Do you see War Thunder 2 sometime in the future, or do them just updating the game over the time? I don't see them ever doing a sequel. I don't see them doing a War Thunder 2. I think this game has potentially incredible longevity. This game could theoretically go for another 10 years or so. Like, there's enough stuff for them to add, especially since they're going pretty much up to the modern day. There's enough stuff for them to add for years and years and years to come, even at their current rate. Also, the stabilizer doesn't make up for the shortcomings of this vehicle. Yeah, the penetration is meh at best, but the reload fucking kills it. I've always disliked the Russian 122mm guns because of their terrible reload speeds. Like, it's always been such a pain in the ass. Because if you fuck up your shot, you're dead. Like, you don't get a second chance because you have to take so damn long to load the damn gun that it's just not worth it. Not unless you have like an ace crew or something. An ace crew makes a vehicle's gun like this tolerable. Not great. I would much rather drop this thing, take an IS-7, and take T-55s, or T-62 even, over a T-10. I am not a fan of this vehicle. We'll see how well we do. Server's dying already. I got 2 servers not responding messages. Server stability for War Thunder has been spotty for the last year and a half. So, what you're saying there is nothing new. It's weird too, because for a long time, War Thunder was like incredibly stable. Like, you'd maybe have a disconnect like once in every like 6 months or something. But it feels like over the last few years that the quality of the quality assurance of the service has gone down massively. Great, I'm in a 9.3 game. Fantastic. Just the vehicle I want to be playing against fucking 9.3s. God damn it. This is also why I don't like the T10. You're effectively a 7.7 heavy tank with a stabilizer at a battle rating where everybody can penetrate you, and your biggest advantage, or one of your biggest advantages being your armor, is pretty much totally null and void. Imagine cutting cost or spaghetti code. I don't think it's either of them. I think it's more likely that there's just a massive increase in load. There's just been a massive increase in load on servers, on like data centers over the last few years, and especially during this pandemic, like the like server space comes at a premium. So they pretty much, and because War Thunder is a free-to-play online game, they need to keep the servers running pretty much 24/7, with very little in the way of maintenance. So, I mean, especially with a game as complex as this, like glitches are gonna happen. So I don't think it's Gaijin cutting costs at all. I think it's more a case of just, it's out, like something, like the complexity of the game has increased, and the demand for server space has gone through the roof.
The enemy's getting closer to victory.
But yeah, the servers have not been stable there, have not been particularly stable in the last few years. God damn it! Alright, where did I get shot from? I don't even know. I was gonna keep driving. Hope for the best. Oh, I didn't even get a chance to pull the trigger! Fuck you! Fucking leopards! Yeah, exactly the reason why I didn't want to be playing this vehicle. There's a reason you don't see very many T10Ms driving about. A very good reason. It may have a stabilizer, it may be quick, but Jesus fucking Christ, it can't take a hit. They need to give Ash an Odyssey server. They need to give an Aussie server in general. The fact that they have a Southeast Asian server that still gives like 200 ping to Australians is just ridiculous to me. Like, it's honestly criminal how Australians tend to get the short end of the stick internet-wise. Although a couple of my friends in the last like 6 or 7 months finally got the national broadband network or something like that. I think it's like NBN or whatever. In Australia, which was like the Australian attempt to lay down some proper internet lines, and they've actually been able to download stuff and play things with somewhat reasonable ping, and it's been kind of ridiculous that it's taken this long for them to get it. Most of the U.S. servers are on the East Coast, and I'm on the West Coast. So, like, they used to have West Coast servers, but I don't know what happened to them. Like, they just don't work anymore, or like they shut them down, or something happened to them. Because if I'm playing on a U.S. server, the best I'm hoping to get in most cases is about 95 or about 90 ping. Which that's almost a full second behind people who are closer to the server, which has gotten me killed on more than one occasion because I couldn't pull the trigger fast enough. I mean, it wouldn't have saved me earlier in this match, but I would have at least been able to get one kill. Oh, come on! Why are you... Oh, I made a mistake. I hate this tank. I hate it. I hate it. I don't like it. It's terrible. There's no reason to play it. Tenth of a second. Okay. Whatever the fuck it is. I don't care. But yeah, the T10M is pretty shit. They should move the server to the middle of the U.S. somewhere like Chicago or Kansas City. That'd be nice. Why do I hate the T10M? Its reload sucks. It has horrific durability, even though it's a heavy tank, so it costs more to spawn. Its ammunition is good against lower tier opponents, but not against higher tier opponents. Like, there's no reason to be driving around with APHE. Especially with this slow of a reload. It's just, and the fact that it doesn't have any it's not going to have any thermal sights because it's basically a 1950s design. 1950s, 1960s design. There's no reason to play this when you have a T-55 or a T-62. Especially if you have a T-55 AM1, there is no reason to have this in your lineup. Those vehicles are all massively better in virtually every way. Imagine having satellite internet. Oh, Jesus Christ. What do I think about the OF40, MTCA, MX-30 Super, and CV90-105? I think they're all great. It would have been nice if the MTCA had thermal sights, but it doesn't, so. Oh yeah, that too. Russian depression angles. Fucking hate that shit. God damn it. Just playing this vehicle just makes me frustrated. There's you have so many missed opportunities in this vehicle because of your terrible depression angles.
Attention to the map. I refuse. Repairing.
You need to get it to get the T80U? Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have to play it. There are plenty of vehicles that you need to unlock that probably aren't worth playing. In my opinion, this is one of them. That was the VT1 that I just tried that I couldn't kill earlier. Oh! I hate that thing. D10M is garbage, and there's no reason to fucking play it. This is what you should be playing. Or a T-55. Or hell, even a BMP-2. A BMP-2 is so much better in, like, every way. Oh my god, this Kilroy guy just killed 3 fucking people, including myself. Because our team doesn't know how to turn around behind and look behind them. Fucking hell. But yeah, there's a reason why I don't play the T10M. Because it fucking sucks. It's garbage, and there's no reason to ever play it. I will take a stock T-55A. I will take a stock T-55A over a T-10M any day of the week. Ouch. That was on me. But yeah, if you are, If you're playing through Russia Tier 6, skip the T10. Save yourself some time and some headache. Unlock it because you got to, and then forget it ever existed. Critting. I don't know what I'm critting though. Alright, I'm good. Ah, damn it. Oh well. People that played China? I don't know, man. I think it's safe to say that we're going to lose this game. Don't tell me how I know that. But I think we're not going to win this. It's just a hunch. Just a hunch. Oh boy. Oh. Well, he just face planted. Nice. Honestly, I don't think it's even worth spawning in that. Save myself the repair cost. Yeah. Goodbye, T10. I never want to see you again. I never liked the T10 to begin with, but... playing it just then confirmed what I already knew. It's garbage. I would take an unstabilized IS-7 any day of the week over a T-10. Because at least with the IS-7, I have a decent reload and an even more powerful gun. Like, at least with the IS-7, I'm not sitting there reloading for eternity. Not to mention the fact that the T-10 is in the test drive. So everybody knows how to kill it. And the fact that it's bottom tier most of the time, because it's 8.3 battle rating, means that you face nothing but almost nothing but APFSDS armed tanks, which just laugh at your armor. So yeah, there is no reason to ever play the T10, in my personal opinion. You are better off skipping the unlocking the T10, because you have to unlock it to get to the T80. Unlock the T10, never buy it, or purchase it, or whatever you have to do to move on to the T64. And then make sure you go up the light tank line and get the BMP2. Get the T55A. Maybe a T62 or a T62M1 even better. And then just go down the T72 line. I mean, yeah, but the thing about the 279 is, Yukari, is that it's an 8.7, not an 8.3. If you're playing it at 8.7, yeah, there's no reason to bring an IS-7 either. By the time you get up to 8.7, drop the IS-7, use the 279. Yeah, the T-80s are good. Yeah, there's nothing particularly wrong with the T-80s. They're actually fast. Which is more than I can say about many of the Russian tanks. But yeah, the T80B, the T80U, and the T72B3 are like the trifecta of top tier, of awesome top tier Russian MBTs. Yeah, but again, at least with the Object 279, with the Object 279, you theoretically have a better reload than the IS-7 does. The only downside with the 279, I mean, also your cannon is substantially more powerful than the IS-7, so you're going to be able to penetrate a heck of a lot more. But the only downside with having the fast reload is that it's like a partial assisted loading system. So if your loader dies, your reload time is affected. Whereas with the IS-7, it doesn't matter how many crew you've got left in the tank will still reload at the same 10-second rate. Also, the 279 has a little bit more gun oppression. Yeah, I could have sworn this thing felt worse. Yeah, -4 degrees of gun oppression. IS-7 is -3 degrees. But again, at least this thing is just as fast as the T10M, if not faster. And the gun is just far better. Like, if you're gonna go like full APHE, you might as well do it right and give it a decent reload. What do you think of the IT-1? It's okay. Actually, no, it's not just okay, it's actually very good. It's just that once you get to Tier 6, pure ATGM carriers start to not be particularly useful anymore. Especially considering the fact that most of the IFVs come with their own ATGMs attached to them. And almost all of the IFVs in the game have an autocannon along with it, which is frankly just way more useful to have than just missiles. Like, just an autocannon and just missiles, or just missiles, like, is not ideal, but if you have them both together, like, you have a pretty good combination right there. I mean, in the case of Sweden is sort of the exception, though, in most cases, because the STRF 9040C, CV9040C, has AP FSDS as its ammunition, and especially the standard 9040C has really powerful 40mm Bofors AP FSDS, so it doesn't necessarily need a missile, because if you get even slight flank shots, you're going to be able to easily penetrate the side of most vehicles you run up against. Why did they move the T55 AM to 8.3? I don't know, I guess the statistics showed that... Well, I think I know. The AM1, on paper, is nowhere near as powerful as a Leopard A1, L44, an AMX-30 Super, an XM1. It's not in the same league as those vehicles. What the T55 AM1 does right is it has options. Like, it's not the fastest, it's not particularly well armored, but it's pretty good at everything. The biggest thing lacking from the T55 AM1 is thermals. And that's really how I determine which premiums are generally worth it, is do they have thermals or not. If you don't have a thermal sight at tier 6, it's going to be significantly tougher for you, especially when you're fighting at longer ranges. Excuse me. Because you're not going to be able to spot as many targets, and knowing where the enemy is well over half the battle. If you can determine where the enemy is, you can begin to plan how to start an engagement where it's in your favor. The last thing you want to be doing, especially at tier 6, is using your armor to scout for you. The last thing you want to do is allow the enemy to shoot first, because especially at tier 6, One shot is generally all they're going to need. All 40 MTCA shouldn't be moved to 9.0 after all. I agree. Gaijin's reasoning, though, for moving the OF40 to MTCA to 9.0 was that basically the only people who were playing the OF40 MTCA were statistically really good players. And the reason, like, initially, they actually moved the OF40 MTCA to 9.0 before they did the A1A1 L44 and the AMX30 Super. For a while, both of those vehicles stayed at 8.7. And people were, like, outraged why the OF40 went up. But the fact of the matter was that there was a lot more bad players playing the L44 at the time than there were good players playing the OF40. So, eventually most of them moved to 9.0, but yeah, the OF40, all the OF40 MTCA brings to the table over the standard Mark II is increased engine power. And honestly, the increased engine power doesn't actually lead to a higher top speed, despite what the stat card says. It reaches about the same speeds, it just gets there faster. What do you think of the Kurtz M having the 1,000mm missiles? Oh, you mean the Chrysanthema? I don't have a problem with it. Like the 1,200+ penetration missiles. Okay. The problem with the Chrysanthema is it's super specialized. Like, again, I've said this before, but I just said this earlier. But pure ATGM only vehicles really start to lose their what's it called? Really start to lose any. You really start to lose any point of purely ATGM armed vehicles in War Thunder once you get to IFVs. Once you have IFVs with autocannons and missiles, those are generally infinitely better options than pure missile carriers, because pure missile carriers often can't shoot. Cannot shoot unless they are stopped, meaning that they are easy targets. Excuse me. They're easy targets. And they have a real hard time dealing with enemies at close range. And honestly, they're really only good as scouts. With a missile is almost always going to travel slower than a shell. There are exceptions, but in a vast majority of cases, most anti-tank guided missiles travel significantly slower than a shell. Meaning that if you're in a duel and you're in an ATGM carrier at long range, the guy with the gun, if he can get his laser rangefinder on you and get your range, he could theoretically laze you, adjust his reticle to zero that range, and fire and hit you and kill you before your missile has even gotten to him. And that's assuming he doesn't try and shoot the missile out of the sky. By the way, guys, I'm pretty certain that earlier in the year, like back in February. Does anybody remember back in February when I was like really sick for a while? I had to delay the Unicorn review as a result of that. I'm pretty certain now, and both myself and my mother are pretty certain now that I actually got the coronavirus, like back in February. Because I was really sick for a couple days, and then I got bronchitis because of whatever I had, or likely because of COVID. And then that like took me out of the game for a good 2 weeks afterwards. Grenade launchers on the BMP-2M are worth 4? They really don't do much in War Thunder, unless you're shooting at something that has literally 0 armor, like a light vehicle or like an unarmored vehicle. The grenades do virtually nothing for you. They have terrible velocity, and like getting them to like lobbing them at any sort of real range is going to require you to aim like almost vertically up into the sky. So like, it's cool that they're there, but they serve no real practical effect. Like, machine guns serve a much greater practical effect than those things do. Funnily enough, I was sick for 1.5 weeks in February as well during Carnival after work. I called sick out. Apparently my boss didn't expand my work contract after practice period. Oof. Yeah, I was sick. Like, normally with like your standard flu or whatever, you start coughing first and then you get a fever. With COVID, the classic symptom is that you get a fever first and then a cough afterwards. And that's what I had. And the fever generally lasts for a very short period of time. Like a day or two, and then the coughing starts. And that coughing, and like the fever and the coughing caused me to get some bronchitis. And that fucked me up for a couple of weeks. Like, I quite literally could not speak for almost 2 weeks straight.
Attention to the map. Attention to the designated grid zone.
Damn it. There we go. How severe is bronchitis? The bronchitis, I mean, it sucked. It was not fun. I basically coughed until, like, I was coughing so much that my throat was bleeding. I wasn't really coughing up blood, but my throat was extremely swollen. And I had to go, and when I went into my doctor, he said that I was bleeding in my throat. Which normally you would my mother was concerned that I actually had gotten strep throat, which would have been really bad.
Attention to the designated grid square.
But it didn't look like I actually had any of the, it didn't look like that I actually had any of the telltale signs of strep throat. It was just that I was just coughing a ludicrous amount. And I don't have chronic bronchitis to my knowledge. As I proceed to cough. But yeah. I'm pretty certain that I had gotten the coronavirus way back in February. And I'm pretty certain it was from one of the kids that I worked with at my tutoring center back when I still worked there. Or at my tutoring job back when I still worked for that center. I left that job a couple months ago to do live streaming full time, and so far it's worked out really, really well. That looks like a tank turret. Oh god. Nope. Damn it. That was the Russian gun depression fucking me over yet again. God damn it. Russia, why? Why are you people incapable of understanding the concept of fucking gun depression? Although I don't think that, even if I had gun depression, it would have saved me there. What I really would have needed is to fire a missile. Still boggles my mind that Russia doesn't seem to understand the concept of good gun depression. Oh well. They have their reasons for it, I know. I still don't think they're good reasons, personally. I don't see any reason why you can't put in better gun depression on your vehicles and still maintain a decently low silhouette. There are ways of doing it, people.
Attention to the designated grid square.
The radar search pattern is bugged. This line right here should be over here. Not off to my left. I'll have to report that in the feedback channel. I've never heard of Rush for Berlin. YouTube trailer here? You could try. I don't know if it will allow you if you're not a subscriber. Whoa. Okay. Alright, well that works. I will take it. By Paradox Interactive? Yeah, I never played... I didn't play any... The first Paradox game that I played to any real degree was Stellaris. And I've only recently, in the last couple of weeks, picked up Hearts of Iron 4. Which I'm finding that I actually enjoy a heck of a lot more than I thought I would. Because I tried to play Hearts of Iron 3 and I just could never wrap my head around it. Like, it was really difficult to learn how Hearts of Iron 3 worked. In fact, I'm pretty certain that a lot of veterans still don't know how half of the mechanics in Hearts of Iron 3 work.
Our victory is near.
That's GG. That game sucked. I got a couple of kills on the BMP, but I was hoping for better performance than that. Oh well. Play the T69. How useful is the Malyutka on the BMP-1 before the Concours upgrade? It's pretty worthless, yeah. I mean, I guess it's better than no ATGM whatsoever, but honestly, I find that the gun is just far more useful than the Malyutkas. Especially since they're manually guided, you have to guide them with the keyboard, you can't guide them with the mouse like you can the Concours. The Concours, like, makes the BMP fucking amazing. It's ridiculously good. With that Concours missile. Only downside with it is that it kind of sticks up pretty high above the vehicle, so it can give your position away if you aren't careful. M60A3 TTS, huh? Alright. TR90 win. You know what we need? We need more German IFEs. We need Martyr 1, especially Martyr 2, and the Puma. And considering the fact that they leaked a, that Puma model was leaked about a year ago, I think it's only a matter of time before we see the Martyr 1 and the Martyr 2. The Martyr 2 with its 50mm variant, or with the 50mm version of the gun, that one's gonna be fucking nice. I too wish to make T-55s regret their life choices. Who needs missiles when you have a 50mm cannon that can penetrate the angled side of an M60A3 turret from like 2 kilometers?
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
The Martyr is in the tank museum? I'm pretty certain the Martyr 2 that I saw is at the Wehrtechnische Studiensammlung in Koblenz. Because I know it's there because I saw it in person. So unless Munster may have another Martyr 2, but the Martyr 2 that I saw was in Koblenz. There we go. Oh, I didn't even see that guy.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
That Vickers must have used his thermal sights. That's the biggest downside with this vehicle is no thermals. Dear Lord, I'm just lining up to die. Uh-oh. Great rock physics, War Thunder. Gotta love it. I hate rocks. So annoying. Ah, shit. Oh, God. Toro. Of course, he shows up then.
Attention to the map.
Yeah, Yagdente, if you can't find Loki on my server, I can't help you. He has the most messages, I think, of any person inside the server, period. Nice. I will take that result. I'm going to make my way up here and hide. But if there's somebody else behind him, I won't be as obvious. Sticking out quite a ways though. The guy didn't bother to try and cap C, which means that he was probably just betting on hanging out there. You think the Russian names or the NATO code names for Russian weapons are better? I don't necessarily think one is better than the other in most cases. I know them mostly by NATO code names because I'm born in the United States, so that's how I know them. And even then, I'm not an expert on Russian equipment by any means.
Attention to the map!
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
No, this is music from Warhammer 40k Mechanicus. Is Civilizations... Yeah, I think it's just called Civilizations or something. All hail the toasters, indeed. It occurs to me, I have HEVT rounds. I should be shooting at this guy. Is gonna come in from a high angle.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Need to put myself on a slope to get the gun higher.
Need cover! Need backup!
Just don't have the elevation here. This tank is not exactly well known for its elevation or its gun depression. Alright, what are you doing?
Forces have captured a zone.
Attention to the designated grid square.
No idea, Mr. Khan. I don't know what this guy is doing. Another plane down here, too. He's coming in actually pretty close. Ah, come on. No airburst. I'm firing this shell because this shell has a proximity fuse. That's probably what I should have saved it for. God damn it. This is supposed to be for shooting at helicopters, but if you get lucky and you get close enough with the HEVT round, then it will detonate on a plane too. Ah! Why do you all need... Why do all these planes need to go up so damn high to dive?
Keep it up. The victory will be ours.
Oh, well, alright. Well, he took care of himself. Come on! Proxy fuse! Work! Why do I take you? Oh, that was a bad shot. That was on me. Damn it! How does one tolerate spawn campers in this game? Unfortunately, it's just a lot of it is just a matter of Guy Jiggles' terrible map design, and insistence on putting very small and insistence on making modes that are not suitable for the actual gameplay of the game. That's what happens when you design modes that basically reward you modes and what's it called? Modes and terrible maps that basically encourage you to spawn camp if your team is winning. Play any French lineup of your choice in reverse. So, like, start with the SPAA and go back, and like start with the worst vehicle and go from there. Okay. Oh, use only the reverse gear. All right, well, we can try that. Drive them backwards. All right. I know which vehicle I'm playing first. Okay. This could be worse. This actually isn't a terrible map for this vehicle. Try to spawn down south. Ever play the original Half-Life? No, but I just finished playing Black Mesa. Come on. Gaijin! Slopes! Why do you do this? put this talisman on the mix. This was one of the best decisions in this game. Thank you so much. It made the grind so much easier. Plus L44. Oh yeah, it definitely helps. Having two vehicles that make a that make a crap ton of RP. Really, really nice.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Am I allowed to use am I allowed to go forwards if it means like going in reverse? Like I have to drive forwards backwards. But if I need to reverse, I can use the forward gears? Okay. Okay. I'm probably gonna die here. Oh! Fucking volumetric shells! That's bullshit. God damn it, that King Tiger should have died. Now, it wouldn't have saved me because an ASU-85 killed me anyways. Oh boy. This is gonna take a while. Actually, I've got the perfect meme for this. There was no reason to be upset. That guy. And now we go up the slope. I love how useless I'm being to my team. Oh, come on. Damn rock. Hey, that works. You notice that curved armor surfaces, you'll mean the gun outlets seem to get a lot more non-pens than before. I get a lot more non-pens in general. Just because I'm so used to shooting, like, I'm so used to volumetric shells not being there, that it often gets me killed. Or that I often, like, screw up shots that normally would have penned without it. Like, I'm okay with it being introduced. It's just annoying in the short term because it's a brand new system, so it needs more refinement and development before it will get to a more comfortable state. It's just like occasionally shots will bounce that should not have bounced at all, just because of volumetric shells. Some of that is bad aiming. Some of that is just the mechanic being glitchy as fuck. Are you just trying to help lower French repair costs? Yes. This is my overall goal. also, has anybody else had problems with NVIDIA Ansel recently? For whatever reason or another, NVIDIA Ansel has just stopped working on my War Thunder client. That's 2 T-44s down. Like, it's saying like the game isn't supported anymore, which is dumb because I was using it less than a week ago. Oh boy. Eat a dick, A21. I don't think I can fly in reverse with the F4U. Try the AML-90, actually. Oh yeah, this thing is pretty fast. You do be quick. You do be quick. Yeah, honestly, I have no idea what I'm going to do for this next Unicorn review. HSTVL is still shit. So until that moment comes, I'm not going to be reviewing the HSTVL. I just hope that this A21 doesn't come after me. No, I do not have the M8A1. I know what it is, though. I did a review on it, actually. A long time ago, but I did a review. I think for this next review, I'm going to target something that's a lot more available to the general public. I'm thinking something like the early T-34s or something. Because I've done the Shermans, I've done the Panzer IV. I just have yet to do the T-34. Oh, hello.
Le canon est chargé.
I don't know how to record. Don't send me footage. I will record all of the video footage myself. That I can do on my own. I just need the replay file. That's all I need. Oh no! Cass really doesn't like me today. Cass really does not like me today. I don't have the M8A1 because I generally don't actually do events. I just don't generally feel like playing War Thunder that much. And honestly, I'm not sure if I was even available to play the M8A1 event at the time. Also, I wasn't anywhere near as good of a player as I am now.
Enemy is winning. We must
So even if I had the time to do the event, there's no guarantee I would have necessarily been able to pull it off. Yeah, I'm pretty certain this game is over. There you are. Damn. I probably did just press W there on accident. It's just force of habit. Alright, I think I'll give this one more go, and then I think we'll call a stream there. Alright. List of different vehicles each day? Yeah. It would be nice. I do miss those days, back when Simulator was a proper game mode and not just some sideshow. Unfortunately, RB is kind of just swallowed up most of the Simulator player base. Because frankly, it's just more convenient. Actually, let's take out the SHAR 25. Okay, for whatever reason or another, my Fat Chat doesn't have any bushes on it. Nice. This is a terrible camo, as far as winter camos go. Why am I trying to play on Southeast Asian servers? Because I'm pretty certain the last time I was playing this, or the last time I played this, I was playing with some Australian friends, and that's the closest server to them. Because playing on European servers is really, really painful. Because I think they get something like 300 or 400 ping. almost tried to go forwards. This is hard, not because driving backwards is hard, but trying not to drive forwards takes a significant amount of mental bandwidth to remember. How does one forget that I'm American? I'm about the size of Texas, so... Come on, man! Somebody coming over this way. Oh, damn it. How about the M103? Gotcha. Oh boy. Ow. Oh god, that's a king tiger.
Attention to the map.
No! God fucking damn it. Woo! Run away! Time to run away! Just like the French did, run away!
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Oh boy. I want to help out this conqueror, but I am in no position to help him at the moment. Is that a Yag Tiger? What is that? King Tiger. Shit. That's what was killing him. Somebody behind me. I took out his cannon breach, though. Shit! That's what I was afraid of. Alright, we're good. Oh wait, one of his guns is still up. Alright, he's down. I've got to go kill this Ostwind.
Enemy forces have captured
This Ostwind 2 or whatever the fuck it is. Oh shit. Oh shit. Whew. Okay. Oh no! That's not good. Oh god. Well, that's not good. The fuck? I don't know where his shell went. Oh, I can't fire for whatever reason. Why can't I shoot? Am I just out of ammunition? Oh, I think I'm out of ammunition, that's why. Yeah, I'm out of ammunition in the autoloader. I was like, why the fuck can't I fire? Oh shit, does the autoloader... Uh-oh.
We no longer have the advantage.
Well, I got 4 of them before I went down. I'll take it. Different 2 matches ago. Typical 65 and 1 shooting only APHE through Forest. How are you certain that he was a cheater? Like, how do you know that he didn't just see you? That he just didn't just see a bit of your tank behind, like as you were traveling through the forest or behind it or something? Because here's the thing: forests do not equal cover. They are concealment. Concealment is not the same thing as cover. Cover will completely cover you. Concealment does not. People don't seem to understand that. It is entirely possible to see a vehicle moving through a forest. And shoot it and take a speculative shot and kill it. All right.
Destroy the target.
UOQ is also a thing. UOQ isn't as much of an advantage as many people give it. It is nowhere near as much of an advantage as many people credit it. Honestly, I find that I perform worse overall when I play at ultra low quality. Well, if you're certain of it, Saika, you can actually look up the server replay and double check things from his perspective. And if so, report him. Report him for using wall hacks or something. And then get it passed on to the developers. I remember years and years ago, Jiggles used to have a system in place. They used to have this system in place where people that they had earmarked as actual cheaters, like we're using wall hacks and stuff like that. People who were using those were earmarked as cheaters, but had not been banned yet. They had a special modifier applied to their account, where Guy Jiggles was artificially turning up the ricochet chances on their shells. So like, instead of a shell penetrating like straight vertical armor, it would there was like a 75% chance that it would just bounce for no reason whatsoever. And it was super funny because a lot of these cheaters, like these undercover cheaters, were complaining on the forums that like they were just bouncing all the time and they weren't penetrating anything. And it turned out that almost every single time one of those people was found complaining, they ended up in the next ban wave as a cheater. Why did they get rid of it? Because apparently it was inadvertently targeting normal players too. Like the system would be like, oh, this person's doing something suspect, and it was automatic too, and it was like it wasn't accurate enough to target only the cheating players, and so they were getting a lot of false positives where it was affecting perfectly good and normal players. And they decided, as nice as this system is, it's not worth it accidentally targeting people who are totally innocent. Psycha, that's not a replay bug. You need to go onto the server replay, not your replay, the server replay. Because your replay only shows things from your perspective. The server replay, which you can find on the website, you just need to find the guy's name, find the guy's name on the website server replay searcher, and find the most recent game you had with him. You need to download, you need to play that replay, and then you can look at his perspective. The client replay will only show your side, it won't show anybody else's. Yeah, there is a significant difference between the server replay and the client replay. Client replays only record your perspective. Damn. Boca is sending me screenshots of his Star Wars Squadrons games, and Fire Dragon's getting like 24 plus kills a match, which is ridiculous. Oh boy. Nice meme! Sneaky bastard just tried to rocket me and he missed every single rocket.
Attention to the designated grid square.
Got you, bitch. Give them the link to the last match in the summary letter. I'm sorry? Oh. Well, all you have to do, Psycha, is just search up the guy's name that you suspect, and find the last match that you played with him. Like, you can usually sort it by like his most recent matches. And then you can find which one was yours and go in and look at things from his perspective. Alright, fellas, I'm going to go ahead and call the stream there. It was fun today. Nice to get back into the swing of things. Since we basically ended up taking a week off of War Thunder. Nice to get back into it. And yeah, so Tuesday, tomorrow, I will not be streaming like normal. Wednesday, I will be back streaming War Thunder, and Thursday, I will be streaming some Star Wars Squadrons, and then Friday, I will be streaming. I will be doing the community, the monthly community stream. So that's the plan. Again, let me know if you guys don't mind me keeping this layout. I realize that it's a lot simpler than what I normally do. But OBS Studio version 26 has been running great. Like I didn't notice any frame hiccups whatsoever, despite the fact that I have the settings cranked up to max. And normally, if I do that on Streamlabs OBS, I get like horrific live stream frame rates. So, I think for now I may stick with OBS Studio until Streamlabs OBS actually fixes their shit and starts properly taking advantage of modern hardware like they should. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys on Wednesday.